Final session in English, as far as I'm concerned, of course. But this is for a subject of great interest as far as I'm concerned, again, because I love the European regions. And I used to work with the European regions, and we have the great chance here to have a few representatives from the several European regions. And I will ask you, first of all, to introduce yourself, starting with Mathilde.
Hello, so I'm Mathilde Cadic. I'm working from Region Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, and I'm based in Brussels.
Great. Joaquin.
Hello, my name is Joaquin Crespo. I work in the Regional Development Agency of the Government of Aragon. And well, I'm not working in Brussels, I work in Spain.
And Zoe.
Hello, I'm Zoe Bulbonin. I work for the Normandy region, also in Brussels, like Mathilde.
Great. So one of the beauties of Europe is that there are many, many regions with very different profiles and competencies, but they try to do things together. They try to find interesting subjects and that they can work out together. And one of these subjects is called S3. And the very first thing that we need to do together is to understand what we are talking about. So I'm going to ask Mathilde and Zoe together to first of all introduce the story of S3 platform.
Indeed, this story began in 2019, when we decided, the four of us, to create a partnership of regions on the frame of the European Commission that has been validated by the European Commission to create a partnership of regions on hydrogen. At the beginning, we were 4 regions, and now we are 60 regions working together in this partnership. And the 4 regions, here we don't have the Northern Netherlands region, but Normandy, Aragon, Northern Netherlands, and Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes are the 4 leading regions of this partnership.
Okay, great. Zoe.
Yeah, and we have 2 main objectives. We want to facilitate the setup of hydrogen projects in Europe, and we want to increase the visibility of what regions do to support the hydrogen value chain.
Well, 60 regions, it's quite impressive. I mean, it's really an interesting sign that hydrogen is a subject for, well, across all Europe, right? So starting with 4 regions, going up to 60 regions in how long? A few months?
No, in 3 years. We have at least 1 region that's candidate to our partnership every month. So we are going very fast, and we are starting to have a lot of eastern regions, regions from eastern countries that are joining us, which is pretty interesting. And because European Commission really wants us to work also with eastern regions that have other kind of issues regarding renewable energies.
Okay, so what's the link between all those regions relating to hydrogen? Why? What are you trying to achieve? Can you tell us about the objective, actually?
Maybe before the objectives, we can talk about the common link between between all the regions with the smart specialization strategies.
Yes. Mostly the region use the different innovation and economic development strategy in order to support the hydrogen value chains, and more specifically the smart specialization strategy. This is the strategy that the region around all Europe use in order to set priorities, and for example, in the case of the hydrogen valleys, they are mostly focused in sustainable mobility and in energy. And the region used that strategy in order to create an hydrogen industrial ecosystem. That smart specialization strategy contributes a major reducing of the different bottlenecks of the innovation system at a regional level. For example, approaching research and business environment, or creating more collaboration between different actors, and of course training and reskilling the human capital. And well, in order to implement that strategy, of course, is needed the source of funding. And in that case, the most important source is the regional development funds that at this moment all the region use in order, for example, to implement projects of production, distribution, storage, and local use of hydrogen.
Yeah, so if we understand the region in Europe have different competencies, different contexts. and also different kind of purpose and project that they can provide or deliver to the rest of the European regions. So, in other words, it's a kind of way to share the needs and the proposals, and find something that link all together.
Yes. Well, for example, the European regions. Every region has different priorities. For example, in my region, in Aragon, we have renewable energy as a priority, and in other regions, maybe there are other different capacity. And well, all the regions share that capacity mostly in a European project. For example, within the S3, we have presented a project, an important project in a call that is interregional investment instrument that is focused in support the commercialization and scaling up of the hydrogen interregional innovation project and investment in order to support the development of the hydrogen value chains. And there is another project like Smart High Aware that is in interregional Europe project proposal that the public authority in every region use the exchange of good practices and in a learning process in order to develop their capacities and implement a different regional action plan in order to support the hydrogen technologies in their territories.
Okay, so let's try to be more specific on the activities, right? If you can tell us more about what you're actually really producing and trying to achieve. Zoe, Mathilde?
Yeah, we have two main activities in the partnership. The first one is to try to candidate to EU funds all together, or at least some of the regions together. So we have been candidating to a lot of EU calls the past 3 years, and we won many of them because having 60 regions in the same initiative, it's pretty easy to find regions to work together to candidate to calls. So we have won many calls on skills, on other kind of calls. So that's our main activities is focused on candidating all together to EU calls. And the other one is to try to convince and to have a weight at EU level to work together with the European Commission on the regulatory frame. We really want to show the European Commission and to show all the states level, government level, that regions are the main stakeholder, the main key players to implement EU hydrogen products in the territories.
Okay, so there is a political message, but at the same time, very concretely, the way European projects and funding are working needs to requires to have several regions cooperating together to bid to a call, for example. Can you give us some examples of programs or calls that you try to target with this strategy?
For instance, a few years ago, we applied to a call launched by the Directorate General of the Commission in charge of regional policy, and we were selected on a project to develop the hydrogen value chain, and that was the project mentioned by Joaquin called High to Market. So that was a successful case. And recently, a consortium involving regions was selected on the field of skills. So training skills on hydrogen. So that was an Erasmus Plus call, and we were selected.
Okay, that's a good concrete example. With the current calls ongoing, Interreg, CHP, and maybe others.
CEF, Connecting Europe Facilities.
Yes, obviously.
Well, on this, actually, the partnership, our Hydrogen Valleys partnership, was selected to be part of a group, a stakeholders group of the Clean Hydrogen Program. So the partnership, so the JU in charge of hydrogen in Europe. And so now we have a say in the strategic documents of this partnership. So it's interesting because we can influence the content of future calls. So that's good. Then we are also preparing for the CEF on a refueling station calls. So we have a lot of activities on that.
I'm just wondering, it may be a tricky question, but with so many regions in the partnership and potentially competitive regions in terms of bidding to the calls, how do you manage that? Is there some kind of coordination, or how does it work? Maybe Joaquin or
when there is a call, we ask all the regions for their interest. We ask them to join or not, and each time we always have like 10 regions that are interested in a call, in working together to candidate to a call. So, the ones who want to candidate, we candidate together. In case there is only one region selected, we are not working together in a working group. It's only for calls that needs a group of regions to be in.
Okay. Is there a time limit in this partnership, or?
No, there is no time limit. It's, as long as the European Commission wants to support us, we are here.
Okay, and how do you interact with the ecosystem? Because your institutions, regions, you're trying to push ideas and projects, but you need to involve the value chain. And how do you interact with all the value chain?
To involve the value chain, we recently, our partnership signed a memorandum of understanding with Hydrogen Europe, so the main interest group in Brussels representing hydrogen. So we signed a memorandum of understanding with them, and so it helps us set up projects with businesses and also with research centers. So we cover the whole chain. And we also have a contact with the Clean Hydrogen Alliance that was created by the European Commission. And so again, we are part of the discussion. Our projects are part of the pipeline of the project set up by the Commission. So we have strong links with basically all the stakeholders at the EU level. Basically.
Okay. Joaquin, do you see differences in the approach from South Europe versus Northern Europe or Eastern?
Well, the main difference normally is the funds in order to develop projects. So I have seen this week how are different projects developed in North Holland. So maybe they have more source of funding for that, for example, in Spain. But with the using of the European funds, at this moment, they are regions, especially in France, in the south of France, that they are really strong in development of hydrogen strategy. So at this moment, I think that the level is very similar according to the European funds.
Okay, but going beyond on the same subject, what are the leading countries or regions in Europe in this partnership? Who is driving the force or trying to achieve as much as possible of the mission?
We cannot give names.
It's a tricky region. It's a tricky
question.
Okay, I'm leaving it here. Don't worry. So, what is from now on? What are the priorities? Because with the current context, of course, with what's going on in Eastern Europe and so forth, with REPowerEU, there are new expectations. As you mentioned, the European Commission is trying to set new targets with tripling the objectives in terms of hydrogen consumption. Is this something that is driving you to go faster, to have more initiative, to create other things? How do you handle that new context in the partnership?
What we are trying to ask to the European Commission is that with those objectives, we would like some funds. So from our side, we are working a lot on trying to discuss and to convince European Commission, DG NR, DG Move, or other DGs to, if they have some high target, they really have to support territorial projects. So for us, it's a great moment to make it real and to say to the European Commission, you have very high target, here we are, but we really need your support.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the question is where is the money? So, so you have an influence with the European Commission. I think you said earlier that you had a political message, right? But in terms of connection with the Commission, do you have the opportunity to say, okay, it's beautiful, good plans, but where is the money?
Actually, it is the European Commission that encouraged us at the beginning to start.
Okay.
So they pushed us. And now, yeah, we have contacts with different DGs of the Commission, and we publish regularly position papers, and we participate in Commission events where we present our message. So yeah, we have regular and good connection with them.
Okay. Is there a public interface that the audience can access to get information about that, a website, whatever?
Yeah, we have a web page. Well, it's tricky to find, but
it's hosted by the European Commission. I mean, it's a web page on the European Commission website, on the GRC website, which is only a one page. I mean, it's not all our works are not published on this web page, but at least it reveals that we are supported by European Commission because we have our web page on their website.
Okay, so what keywords should we looking for?
Hydrogen valleys.
Hydrogen Valley.
Hydrogen Valley.
Hydrogen Valley. Okay, great. So next step for the Hydrogen Valley. What are you going to do now?
But as I said, we are going to lobby for more strategic thinking, more funds for hydrogen valleys, and in the framework of Repower EU, we will keep working on projects. For instance, on airports and on refueling stations corridors.
Okay.
And we will also keep organizing events and participating in European events to show that we are here. And we keep hosting new regions every month, as Mathilde said.
Okay. Do you have interaction with the main regulation that are being discussed at the moment, such as RED 2, AFIR, and those kind of stuff? Are you involved as regions in this discussion?
So far, we are not involved. I mean, like the states are involved, we are not involved. But as Zoe said, we have created a regional pillar within Hydrogen Europe. This regional pillar has, being hosted by by Hydrogen Europe, make it easy for us to publish position paper and to interact with in the regulatory framework.
Okay, great. So, quick focus on Spain. That's not so far from where I live, so I love this part of Europe. Hydrogen is becoming a huge subject because you have a lot of potential primary power that could be used to produce hydrogen. So, where are you today? And I'm wondering whether all the regions in Spain are actually looking at that as a great opportunity for them or not.
Yes, at this moment there are real commitment of the Spanish government and majority of the regions in order to develop the hydrogen technology. And of course the renewable energy is the most important in my country, but as well in France. So I know that here the situation regarding to the weather is similar, so you are strong in that. And we are developing a hydrogen corridor in the Ebro valleys in the north of Spain. And of course we have a lot of relationship with the south of France in order to cross-border program. And we as a region are focusing in that development because for us it's really interesting the connection between the regions that are cross-border and of course there are similar priorities in develop the hydrogen strategy.
Okay, great. Is it easy to work with the French region? I'm sure with these ladies it is, but
no, it's really a pleasure to work with French regions.
Okay, it's time to conclude. I would like to let you have the final word. If you have something to say, being representative of regions to the audience, I would be happy to hear that. It's another tricky question, but maybe you want to take it.
No, maybe we can say that this idea of creating hydrogen valleys based on a coherent ecosystem, putting all the regional stakeholders together to set up coherent projects from production to the different uses of hydrogen is really important, and we will keep pushing for that in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I can add a little smile on this conference, because we have had some discussion with the European Commission regarding who this hydrogen valleys concept belong to. We think that we were the inventors of this hydrogen valley concept, and the European Commission always tells us that it's their invention. So it's pretty funny, because I think that they really count on us to develop such a concept, and even if they try to say that it's their
that's rather a good sign, no? Okay, Joaquin?
No, I would like to mention that finally the European hydrogen strategy speak French, because majority of the region are from France, and maybe you are the most developed region in the implementation of that strategy at this moment.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I would like you to applaud the speakers, and wishing you all the best for the end of this event. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.